A recent Washington Post article which explored the growing numbers of American evangelicals in the workplace cited a study which questioned 2,000 American adults focusing on the conflict between the evangelicals' moral compulsion to evangelize and the average worker's right to be left alone. According to the 2013 Survey of American Workers and Religion, sponsored by the Tannenbaum Center for the Interreligious Understanding, while the overall percentage of workers who said they share their religious views with co-workers is only 22%, that percentage is closer to 50% when the only workers asked were white evangelical Protestants. Almost 90% of white evangelicals say that they are comfortable discussing religion in the workplace, and 1/3 say they discuss religion at work on a regular basis, as opposed to only 14% of non-Christian believers, 10% of Catholics and 7% of mainstream Protestants feeling that way. Meanwhile, 43% of non-believers said they feel somewhat or very uncomfortable when religion is discussed at work. According to the head of the Public Religion Research Institute, Robert P. Jones, there is a clear sense in the data, especially among white evangelicals, that other workers' needs are being taken care of and theirs are not. This is perhaps explanatory of the one thing the survey found general consensus over. Both Christians and non-believers agree by a margin of nearly 60% that their own religious views are seen negatively by others. Pope Emeritus Benedict, also known as Joseph Ratzinger, has recently stated that his decision to quit his position as Pope was because God told him so. Seriously. The former head of the Catholic Church said that he had a mystical experience that influenced his decision to quit his day job. 86-year-old Benedict indicated that God did not actually say anything to him, but he somehow realized this choice was wanted by God. God's word came at just the right time for the Pope amid much controversy during his reign. Benedict had been plagued by various scandals, including the VatiLeaks scandal and the still simmering VatiBank scandal. Other blights on his papacy included the arrest of his personal butler for leaking documents indicating corruption, along with various other sex abuse scandals. These days, though, life is good for the ex-pope. His health has been improving and he is feeling well enough to travel. Pope Emeritus Benedict recently left the confines of the Vatican and is spending some quality time south of Rome, avoiding the hellish heat of summer at the Vatican. He spends his days praying and sipping communion wine at the papal resort. There are no further indications that God has said anything else to the ex-pope while he is vacationing. Jesus, Allah, Yahweh or some other god. Whatever the choice, folks in Egypt will fight and kill over it. They've been doing it for centuries and cannot resolve the situation. Recently, the increased rate of religious violence has left its mark in the town of Delja. Reports indicate that over 20 Christian homes, along with a Christian monastery, were burned to the ground by Islamic extremists. Furthermore, a 60-year-old barber was killed in the ensuing chaos. This spat of violence has been attributed to forces of the Muslim Brotherhood. The group has denied involvement and point their finger at Egypt's military. The Brotherhood claims that the military are using these incidents as an excuse to further crack down on their religious organisation. It blamed the attacks in Delja on foolish boys. For Coptic Christians in the region, that cuts little mustard. An official statement by the Coptic Orthodox Church supported the military's confrontation of armed violence and black terrorism. Catholics and Protestants agree and have also given their support to the military's crackdown on the Brotherhood and terrorism. The situation has become dreadful in some places. Many people from both sides now refuse to leave their homes for food or even medical reasons. Police and fire services are very slow to respond to incidents due to fear of Brotherhood reprisal. Memories of the Islamist insurgency of the 90s that killed hundreds of people are seared into the minds of many. The Christians pray that things will improve, although they never do. It is the same old story. Their prayers go unanswered, but the fact never seems to change anyone's mind. On the other side, the Islamists pray to Allah for their victory and cause death and destruction for many. Egypt has been in violent discussion over the God meme for centuries, with no end in sight. While the God versus God meme continues to play out in the region, history indicates lives will remain at stake. The infidel will provide updates as the conflict associated with Yahweh and Allah continues.